So most of you know today we're gonna watch the mod interviews, right? The mod interviews. But there was one thing I wanted to watch first, and this one it was proof, like hardcore proof that it was more proof about how she moved her monitor. So I really wanted to watch this.
Proof that she moved OBS to her third monitor. Okay, let's see it.
So I went and checked the live stream and I found evidence that OBS is matter of fact on the third screen to the right.
Let's see it.
Well, she uses OBS, right? And in OBS you can change scenes like this.
Oh!
Wow, insane, right? And you can do that either by having a shortcut key or by pressing manually in OBS.
Yeah.
I started looking through the live stream to see if she
I can do that too.
manually clicked inside OBS. And she does. Oh, she does.
She
if we look on the second monitor, if you look down here, we can see the mouse is going to be moving up. Let's see here. Where is the mouse?
I see. Yep, right there.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And it moves up to the right. Okay.
And then she's looking in that direction.
I'm gonna cover you, Asmon.
She's looking right in that direction. Like, that's such an interesting situation, isn't it?
And then let's look down here.
And you see she's leaning over, and she is looking in that direction again.
Any moment, she's gonna click, and the moment she does, transition to a new
Wait, I want to watch the...
I was thinking he was gonna try to pull something like that.
I want to watch the mouse again.
Leaning over, and she is looking in that direction again.
Where is it?
She's gonna click, and the moment she does,
she's looking.
Here it is.
Let's see here. Where is the mouse?
I see.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Like,
and it moves up to the right.
It does.
And
Did you see?
She's looking in that direction.
It moved.
She's looking right in that direction. Like, that's such an interesting situation, isn't it?
And then let's look down here.
And you see she's leaning over, and she is looking in that direction again.
Any moment, she's gonna click, and the moment she does, transition to a new scene in OBS.
I was thinking he was gonna try to pull something like that. Bro, oh my god, dead to fucking rights. Let's watch it again. Okay, here we go.
Oh wait, he does what I wanted to do.
The moment
transition to a new scene in OBS. She manually clicked inside OBS to change her scene. She moved her mouse to the right. Her OBS is on her third monitor on the right.
It's like, at this point, I think I went from 99% to 99.9%. We're probably going to add some more nines by the time that this is over, man.
99.9999.
You don't. That's not true.
He ended it with that. That's fucking hilarious. Basically, what they found out from her last run, is that she made everyone think she only has 2 monitors, but she actually has a third monitor. And what she was doing is she wore the blindfold incorrectly so that she could peek out from the bottom of her blindfold to look at the third monitor that actually had Monster Hunter on it through OBS. So like she put paper on her other 2 monitors, but she didn't put paper on the third one. And she got caught because she ended up reading chat. All that video just showed was the fact that it actually showed her mouse moving to the right monitor, because you know, if you have your displays extended, your mouse will move, you know, from one monitor to the other, and it actually showed her mouse moving to the right monitor in order to change her OBS scenes. Twitter is now deleted. Life is going crazy right now. With this one, basically what happened, Asmon just got done streaming watching Carl Jobs' video, and then right afterwards, the mod ends up wanting to get in. And yeah, so we're gonna watch the mod interview. It's very long. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for how long this is gonna be. But it's worth it, I promise.
I'd like to respond as our moderator. Okay, this is the same guy from the last video.
Yeah. So I wanted
to talking about it. Okay.
Wait, no, wait. This text, these YouTube comments are hilarious.
I'd like to respond as our moderator. Okay, this is...
Okay, So this is funny. She actually responded to someone's YouTube comment on her comment. He's like, what'd you think of the Carl Jobs video? Let's see if you delete this comment because you can't take criticism. And her only response, I think it's a really weak argument. That's it. And then he's like, got an explanation for how you repeatedly and perfectly adjust the camera to Electrion's head despite being blindfolded and having your monitor cover. Every sound comes from his mouth. Echolocation is proven by the blindfold community. Do you play the game? That's echolocation. She's a fucking bat. Anyways, I wanted to read that before.
This is the same guy from the last video that was talking about it. Okay, this is her. She has not responded yet. All right, you're gonna respond. You remember this guy? Okay.
Also, it recently came out and it has not been proven, but apparently this dude is her husband and he'll make some comments that will make sense during this interview when you think about the fact that he is possibly her husband.
We're going to get the real response for, you know, at least the closest thing that we can get to it. For this. White Knights to the rescue? Hermod's coming in like a sheep for the slaughter? No, I mean, he just wants to explain his point of view. What's wrong with that? Yeah, Hermod did nothing wrong. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, the mod did nothing wrong. Be nice, guys.
Yeah, the mods did nothing wrong when they came and harassed me.
Yes. Okay, we're good. Yeah, obviously, I'm sure you've probably seen the video. And so, do you think that she cheated?
He's not her husband. He's 17, 21, and she's 28 and doesn't wear a wedding ring. Someone said that he's her husband, and at one point, he talks about how he's watched her do this in real life. Like, because, like, Asmon at one point wants proof, and he's like, I've seen her do it in real life. I've been there. So, like, if he is her husband, that makes sense. And, yeah, she could be taking the wedding ring off for stream because, you know, she wants to get the people who are like, ooh, is she single views. So it could be that, and she could have married someone really young. You fucking don't. I don't know. There's possibilities of it, yes, and not being her husband.
Know for a fact that she didn't.
Okay, how do you know that?
Because I've watched her do it myself live, and I know that. And before,
there we
if
go.
I may I have a minute or two?
Go ahead.
I understand that everyone will call me biased, and I know that.
And
I understand that and I am biased. I will admit that.
Right.
No, thank you.
I am biased. I've watched her do it personally. I've watched her do it multiple times.
Does Asmon just start playing a game during this? I didn't even notice.
With communication with Mitriz, the blindfold expert, who's been helping her with the setup and everything that we went through. I'm happy to answer any questions regarding her setup. There is no need for anyone to lie about anything or not be transparent. She did nothing wrong. She did not cheat anything. She has not cheated anything. And I understand that there's a lot of skepticism. I understand there's a lot of questioning. And I think that it's important for us to understand that conjecture does not equal proof. There is no physical proof. There's a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of examining many things that are on the table that people claim, oh, she did this, she moved that, she did. But there's no actual proof that any of this happened.
Well, there's no proof that it did either.
And of course. And what I would suggest, and if I may, to chat and to yourself, Asmongold, and to anyone who questions whether or not she can and did do this, I want to legitimately ask.
Oh, her mods definitely make this worse. 100% make this worse.
Legitimate. If it meant covering the third monitor, showing a camera with all three monitors, and showing that there are no other monitors.
We need a 360 camera setup.
The exact same blindfold that was recommended by a world expert, used by Mitriz and Bubzia themselves. You know, what does it take? Because I know for a fact that she can do this. She's done it not once, not twice, but several times. Her second attempt is
Why not talk to her directly? So, actually, at one point, she's texting the mod while he's talking. So, like, she's watching this entire thing, and she's texting him. He'll mention that eventually.
A purely legitimate run that was done with every specification that Mitriz mentioned, and it's met with nothing but criticism, which I understand. I don't think that it's unreasonable to be skeptical, but I think to bend an argument to fit your purpose is not appropriate. To say that, oh, this is what must have happened because this is what I believed happened, when it didn't happen. She's being accused of a crime she didn't commit.
A crime.
And I know that for a fact. I'm willing to put money on it.
So,
wait. We need to get like a fucking edit of like what's that attorney game on the Switch where she's in, and we'll have like fucking trials and everything. And we need to, she's been committed of a crime. Phoenix Wright, yeah, or Ace Attorney. Yeah, Ace, we need to do that. And then we just need the objection come up every time she speaks. Oh, someone needs to make that. That would be gold because she has committed a crime or accused of a crime she did not commit.
All right. So first thing is that, why do you think that she tilted her head in a different angle whenever
FBI,
she was wearing
that's
the other
her.
blindfold?
FBI, open up.
Oh, do you mean that the second blindfold versus the first?
Yeah.
Sure. Whenever you're under a stress response, your body reacts differently. You position yourself differently. In the very first run, when she's wearing the first blindfold, it was a carefree run on stream done with friends for a random, hey, I wonder if I can do this. It was a completely different circumstance.
My understanding of
condition.
the psychological body language, whenever that happens, people usually actually huddle up more to protect their mid body, because that's where your organs are. That's where I'm a physician.
You don't. That's not.
We got to it. I'm a physician. He said the line. He said it. Woo!
That's not true. It's not entirely true. Well, which one is more true than the other?
People have different physiological responses to stress.
Sure.
And so her changing her body position, her head position, is in one way or another. It doesn't mean that she's trying to position herself to see something or to maneuver something. I mean, if you,
how would being a physician even matter?
I'd be happy to send you the same blindfold she used.
Wouldn't if you were someone who was analyzing how someone deals with stress, wouldn't being a psychologist matter more than being a physician? Wouldn't that be more accurate? Because physicians, just because you're a physician doesn't mean that you're a pro at mental health. It doesn't work that way. Dude is probably I don't know, a foot physician or some shit. He's trying to say that he knows everything.
I would encourage you to try to do
what
she's
field
been
a physician
of doing, and to see just how difficult that would even be.
I could barely do it with the blindfold off. All right, so I don't want to get that far.
I will give I love giving Asmon credit sometimes, because I know people shit on him all the time. Asmon gets shit on all the time, from myself included. I made fun of the way he said Electrion, but this man will admit, he's I can't even fucking beat this dude barely without a blindfold, and you want me to do it myself with one. So at least he'll admit it.
And congratulations, by the way.
Yeah,
we're all
he did beat Electrion once by this point, though.
We finally fucking got it. But
absolutely.
Yeah, so all right, so you think that it's legitimate, and you think that the way that she was sitting was just purely a stress response, and it wasn't.
Turns out dude is a school nurse.
If I may, I don't think I know that it is legitimate.
Okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Because I'm a physician.
Okay.
Correct.
So, have you seen her do it in person?
Yes.
Okay. Not over camera, but literally you being in the same room.
I have been.
So that's where I wish we had solid proof of whether this mod really was her husband, because this is where the possibility of that being true comes into play, because he just admitted that he's seen it in person. He's been in the room when he's done it. But also at the same side, he could be speaking out of his ass and he never has actually seen her doing it in person, and he's just trying to help her story. So who knows if that's even fucking true? Who knows if he's actually even a physician?
Standing in the same exact room. Yes.
Okay. And so Let me just
All
think
the
about
clicks.
this. for a
And
moment.
Yeah, so many
I would
fucking
be happy to
tabs
say, I
up.
mean, the
Look
most
at all
direct
these.
response, right? The easiest Occam's razor is, well, let's just have someone watch it live, right? I understand that. I understand that it would be simple to say, well, let's get someone in the room, a verified expert, a bona fide person, the Pope, even, right?
Right, of course, naturally.
But I also want to bring up the point that it doesn't seem like anybody else has been held to the standard that she's been held to. We have CSI investigating experts that have been going.
I love he fucking calls Carl, Juicy, and Abisoft CSI experts. Dude, I want Carl to come out with an image of him in like a CSI outfit. Like, yeah, guys, I'm a CSI expert. Also, fuck him for saying that no one's been held. He's pulling the girl card right now, saying that no one else has been held to the same standards and only she is because she's a female. Like, have you completely forgot about the Donkey Kong dude? Like, Carl's Jobs basically made his career calling that man out. So, like, why, like, her being female has fucking nothing to do about it. Look at Carl's entire channel. His entire channel is about calling out people who fake speedruns and shit. Like, Billy Mitchell is one of the biggest fakers in history. And you're gonna pull the fucking woman card. Ugh.
Going to every single length, looking to even the reflections on her phone, trying to analyze what's on that screen.
Of course we use of course people looked at the reflections of her phone. She offered that evidence and we're gonna analyze the fuck out of it.
Professional has been held to the same standard.
Except for Billy Mitchell.
Everyone else happy. Well, I think it's because of the initial conjecture that she faced when she did her first run. And she is a nobody that decided to do this on a whim, and that caught the entire world by storm. Sure. I understand that it's a person who's a nobody. You even said it yourself. When this all started, she had 250 followers.
Something like that.
You know, she has exploded practically overnight. She's been killing this monster for years. Mm-hmm.
I forgot to show you guys something. I forgot. I needed to show you this. This is a blindfold run she did in 2021 for Warframe. And just look at this shit, man. Look at her blindfold. Look at how she's sitting. Look at her angle. Remember in my last video when I was like, let me see if I can leave camp in the guiding lands without looking? And then she goes through the door perfectly without even like trying.
Okay. Just clearing things.
Just happens to know where to go.
Keep going forward. Excellent. Excellent. Keep going forward. Forward. Yes.
I mean, great. She does have someone in her ear, but like, nah. Nah. Yeah, that was from 2021. That's how long ago that was. So she got experience with the blindfold cheating. Yeah, you can literally see her head tilted up. Like, holy shit. How do people find this? We're CSI experts. That's how we find this.
To do something that shakes the world up, turns the world on its feet, or on its head, excuse me, creates a world record practically accidentally. And how unlikely and crazy that is. And I will argue that just because someone thinks something is improbable does not make it impossible. She's not a blindfold person. She's not. She never has been. She's not a professional blindfolded speedrunner.
So then how do you...
Wait! When I first watched this, I didn't have that other clip. He just said... she's not a blindfold person. But we literally just watched a clip from like 2021 where she tried to do the blindfold. But he's sitting here acting like she's never done this before ever. But she's fucking experienced in this shit.
Do you think she was able to like rebalance the camera? Because I think that's one of the main points of difference.
Sure. The person who taught her how to fight that monster is one of the world's leading experts, Azrael, who has 8,700 kills on the monster.
Az comes on eventually, too.
The camera balancing is actually not that hard to do. I myself am no expert. I can't do it, but other people that have very
But you're a
similar skill sets
physician.
are able to do it.
If it's not that hard to do, then why can nobody else do it in the blindfold community?
Because I think it's too early. I think that this is in
Yeah,
such
like-
a fledgling stage.
It's new. It's too early. Monster Hunter World has only been out for like how many years now? But you know, it's too early. It's too early.
Saying it's too early for any other game. Like, how is it that every single other person in this community is not able to rebalance their camera in any circumstance on any game in any capacity without a lock on? But she was.
Not a blindfolded expert, so I'm not sure.
The community provides a set of framework and constraints. In that case, she would be able to replicate the exact same thing.
What drives me nuts is that,
Absolutely.
like, I don't
Okay.
understand why they need Asmon's
may I
approval for
offer a
this.
suggestion, and you tell me if you think it's fair.
Why do they need Asmon's approval to do
Sure.
another run?
I think that she could cover all 3 of her monitors as she did on her stream. She could show
So
Discord
right there?
so that she isn't accused of.
Was that, I can't read, was that the first time? He literally just said she can cover up all 3 of her monitors. So it's gotten to the point where they're just admitting that there's a 3rd monitor. Like now it's just become normal now. Now he just says, fuck it, I fucked up. I said 3 monitors. So we're just rolling with it. There's 3 monitors.
Someone being in the Discord call providing her directions. She could show her task manager to ensure that there are no other programs or third-party softwares running.
Task, okay, but task manager wouldn't do shit because she's gonna have OBS up anyways. Like you have to have OBS to stream that shit. So they like, you don't. Task manager's not gonna go do shit. We already it's already been proven she doesn't use like aimbot or anything like that. So, but like. I know that the only reason she did the 2nd run anyways was to prove to Asmon and everyone that it was real. But like, this dude ends up like asking for Asmon's permission. You don't need his fucking permission to try to prove yourself that everything's real, that you can do this. Just fucking do it. Who cares if Asmon like says yes or no? Like you don't need to like kiss Asmon's feet. Asmon is just a reactor. You should be talking to Carl and Juicy and Avisoft and everyone and asking them how you can make it legit and doing it. You shouldn't be fucking asking Asmon. Dude just reacts to videos. Don't put him on a pedestal and feel like he's gonna make everything okay. I know she wants the clout, but that's not gonna set the record straight.
No aim programs or damage modifications or anything else. And then she could do it again live. On stream. Would that be and show a camera or 2 cameras depicting all of her monitors that nothing else is being shown?
I think that there probably have to be like I mean at this point I
yeah, she doesn't give a fuck about what the Monster Hunter community thinks. And that is like irritating because all of this involves the Monster Hunter community. All of this like drags the Monster Hunter community's name down. But she doesn't give a shit. She only cares about Asmon for clout. And like, no, you should be asking forgiveness from fucking us. The people who play this game all the time, who play this series, who love this series. You should be asking forgiveness from people like KK who can do this shit legit. From like Team Darkside who do real speedruns. Like, fuck you.
Good posture, BTW.
Oh, thank you. I will, let me reposition. Okay. I sit up straight. Thank you for the training check. Thank you. Yeah, be in here begging me for forgiveness.
I'd really have to think about it because it's something that's like very complex.
She should have Capcom creator moved. I agree. I normally don't hop on that stuff, but she should.
You would need, but I think that one thing that you would clearly need is that you would need a camera behind her, and
sure.
I would have to say that, yeah, probably a full room camera to actually look at what she's looking at. And then also, why wouldn't she just turn the monitors off?
This is where shit gets nuts.
Stream interface. So when she turns a monitor off, it changes her windows around. It can be very discombobulating.
This
on
gets
stream.
fucking nuts,
As you
dude.
mentioned, even in your private video, she's not a huge streamer. It's not something that she
How
has.
would turning the monitor off affect it?
Well, I don't personally know because I'm not sitting there messing with her.
I
setup.
want
But
so many
from what
people.
she told me the reason. why
This
she
is fucking
didn't-
nuts that she ends up saying, spoiler alert, they say that turning off her monitors fucks up her OBS. And Asmon sits here and he actually shows like what she's saying is bullshit. But I want like more people to like get in on this part and prove that this is fucking bullshit. Because this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Want to turn her monitors off for the second run was because it would interfere with her stream. And that's why she chose to cover them.
I can't really,
the...
I can't really say like whether that's true or not, but after using OBS for many years, I cannot think of a single instance where turning off a monitor.
Yeah, Mod acts
will
like
affect the
streamers
inputs
around the
and
world aren't
OBS
going to prove
read
this
of that
wrong.
monitor.
Mhm. That's fine.
Yeah.
OBS was not on her third monitor. It was
Again,
not on
admitting
her
to the third
that she
monitor.
uses for chat.
Again,
Really?
admitting third
So
monitor.
then how would you explain, like, for example, the button presses, the 10-second button presses that are then
Yeah,
moving to
okay.
the
So
right?
the only time I could imagine like monitors and affecting where like OBS and your game and everything is would be like if you remove the input completely. So like you'd have to like unplug it so that your computer no longer recognizes that there's a monitor there. But like if you turn the monitor off, like usually it stays where it is, and OBS should. But also, okay, actually, you know what? Fuck it. That doesn't matter because say it does move where everything is. As long as you can still control the game, that shouldn't matter because you can't see the monitors anyways. So why would it matter if like OBS got moved to a different screen? If you're still controlling the game, that's all that should matter, right? Like, who cares if like Monster Hunter ends up getting moved to the left or right monitor? You're doing it blindfold. You shouldn't be able to see which monitor is on anyways. As long as the inputs are working, you should be fine. Zero, thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
Don't know what she was moving.
Because when my computer goes to sleep and comes back on, when I put my computer to sleep and I turn it back on the next day, my windows have moved around. That's true. But I put my whole fucking computer to sleep. I didn't just turn the monitors off. So also she uses like a dual PC setup, I believe, as well. So that shouldn't actually fucking... So Monster Hunter is technically on another PC, I believe, than her OBS. So that really shouldn't fucking matter.
She was setting it up. She was moving the mouse, and I'm not sure, like, I'd have to go back to like the initial video, but you can see the trajectory because she does have a mouse tracker along with the trajectory of the mouse.
My monitor fucks up my windows if I turn a monitor off, but if it fucks up your windows, can you still do input on that window? Like, let me... Wait, hold on. Let me test this. Okay, so I'm in Monster Hunter right now. Let's see. I'm gonna turn off my monitor. Fuck, this is a new monitor too, so this might go weird. Off. But what's on my OBS right now? It moved, but okay, but see, did it move? Can you see Monster Hunter at all while it's doing this? Okay, so I had OBS on my right monitor. I had game on my middle monitor. I turned off my middle monitor while selected on Monster Hunter, and I'm moving in Monster Hunter. It didn't fuck up my game inputs at all. My monitor's back on. Okay, so now my game is fucking in oops. Now my game is on my third monitor. I'll fuck with that later. I will fuck with that later. That's funny. We'll do that afterwards. But yes, so there. I just proved it. I turned my monitor off. My game input still worked. Everything was great.
And you can see that she's holding down the mouse button and then moving and dragging a window around like this.
Correct. Right. I
Sure.
know. I understand.
Yeah, I will
what
not
she's
test
been
that again.
accused of. I understand that, and I don't know what window she was moving into where, but I know that she did not move it to her third chat monitor and view
Again, admitting to the third monitor.
She did not move OBS to her chat monitor and look through her blindfold to watch OBS to complete her run. Is turning the monitor off the same thing as covering it?
No.
Is that not sufficient?
No, you have to turn it off.
You could do what KG did.
So,
he turned
the
away
reason
from his
why she
monitors as
hasn't
well. Like
responded
he
is this
faced the
idea
other
that, well,
direction.
even if she does,
You really, really, really want to prove that and do the whole like not even facing your monitor method for like 100% proof. Get like a mini table and move your mouse and keyboard over there and just wrap them around and play that way. Like there, you can still use mouse and keyboard or get wireless mouse and keyboards for this run specifically. You can do it. You can make it work. So mouse and keyboard isn't an excuse. She could still make it work.
sorry, I just got a message from Mitch Riz. He's actually watching right now. He's the world record holder. He would like to know if you'd want his opinion and include it.
Okay.
I mean, I just joined like 2 minutes ago. But,
well, you probably saw the video though, right?
Oh yeah, I saw the video. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
So I'm just 100% on the side of, you know, evidence, letting people prove things, you know, things coming to where they are, not leaving anything on belief. And the evidence right now, I think, and I've told Dapper this, I think the evidence right now points pretty strongly in the way of not meeting, I would say, the proof that would be needed for blindfolded.
Not meeting.
You know, I'm trying not to like put it too harshly, but
if you were to create a percentage of like the likelihood based off of the evidence that's been presented to you that it was real after seeing the Carl video, where would you put that
Ahmad is
percentage
shitting
that it was
himself
real?
during this right now. You know it.
I'd put it in the very low percent, not zero, because I can never give 100% certainty of anything.
How about 99?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
97?
maybe.
No.
I could probably go 97, honestly.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's about right.
97%
so
chance
you
it's
basically
fake.
gave her some
97.
insight into, so you've killed
From
the boss.
Mitch Riz
You killed
is
Alfreon.
he's like is he the Sekiro blindfold expert? He's a blindfold expert for multiple games or just one? But either way, he does blindfold shit. 97% chance that it's fake. 97. That's so fucking hard or high. Like, holy shit.
Sorry. No, I have not killed the boss. I'm an expert on blindfolded in other games.
Okay.
My main game is Sekiro.
Oh, yeah, I was right. Okay.
Okay. So what makes you, beyond the information that you saw?
Yeah,
provided
Dapper
in the
said he was on the
videos,
fence, but 97% is not on the fence.
What makes you think that it's so low percentage that it's real? Is there anything that, like, for example, like Carl didn't have in his video?
So 3% chance it's real. 3%.
There is a couple of things. So,
right.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is from the get-go, the camera movement, of course, was humanly impossible, I think is a good way to put it, where it's not impossible, it's just humanly impossible, as in we've never ever seen anybody throughout any game, not Monster Hunter, not Sekiro, not Elden Ring, not
so you're confirming
any other game,
because that's what I said too, is that I've never seen somebody in a blindfolded run not run around randomly not knowing what their camera is. Because so how many times have you killed those bosses?
I have an attempt count of 6,292.
Damn, 6,000.
Okay, so logically you would assume that, and those are blindfolded runs?
No, those are not blindfolded.
Oh, okay. I would say that's a lot of fucking blindfold runs.
Splits.
May I interrupt and ask a question while we're waiting?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That look on Asmon's face, he's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
To ask in the long run is if you could set a set of standards that we all could agree on, and she could repeat it. Would it
the
be
only
believed?
way that I could do that would be if I was able to have somebody watching it in real life. I don't think there would be any way.
You
at
know
this
you're
point,
fucked when
because there's too much uncertainty. I think that you can control for almost any variable. So unless everybody else was in a consensus about this,
you know you're fucked when the only way someone will believe that what you did is real is that they need someone in there in person to watch you. That's when you know that you're fucked and there is zero trust in your credibility. Like, nah, like no matter what you do, I still won't believe it unless someone who is not biased is there in person fucking watching.
About creating certain controls that
If
people
I may, Your
were
Honor.
certain about, you would need to have somebody there actually watching it themselves. And then also that person would need to have a degree of competency beyond a layman.
They
such
need
as myself.
competency and to not be biased.
So I think that that's
And,
probably
I
the
have
bottom
offered
line.
to do that.
No, he'd
Okay.
be
I've
the
offered
mod
to
would
do
be
that
too
as a,
biased. That wouldn't work.
Me and Dapper have. I don't know if this is a leak.
Oh
sorry,
wait, that was
Dapper, but,
mids.
we talked about the potential to have that happen. I would be happy to see it and have my.
Oh,
my mind
okay.
change.
If
I might be
mids
one of the
did
only
it, that'd
people
be
left
insane.
in the blindfolded community that has a percentage that isn't basically 100.
Someone said that she
but yeah,
needs to
for
do it at like do it at fucking GDQ or some shit, right? Like there's conventions that where people do this shit. So someone was like, just fucking have her go there and do it there in front of a live audience, not just one person, but in front of multiple people, and then it would be like beyond shadow of a doubt.
Blindfolded attempts, I found it. I've done 160 blindfolded runs to get my current PB of
160 runs, and she only did hers for a week.
Sure. Okay, so you had done more runs than she had for all Atreon that were blindfolded. Because whenever she initially was talking about how many attempts did it take her to kill the boss blindfolded, correct me if I'm wrong, Dapper, but I'm fairly certain you said that, or she said that it was under 20 and potentially even under 10.
Oh, I didn't even realize there was like an actual
I remember
number.
in one of her videos, she said half a dozen.
Yeah, at the
half
first
a
attempt.
dozen,
At the
half a
first
dozen
attempt.
attempts.
That's correct.
So there were 6 attempts, and so
And it
after
took this
6
dude 120.
Her second run, she took 6 attempts to perform this on stream.
Yeah, go
What
ahead.
I said exactly is, if you only show that the monitors in front of you are turned off, then
True.
it's always
He is very
possible to have a
deranged.
monitor that isn't shown on the camera, unless you set up like 10 cameras to capture every inch of the room. So that is
so
what I
the
said.
blindfold
I specifically
expert
mentioned you need to. I guess I didn't say you need to show this, but I said if you don't show all of them, it's always possible to have one off screen.
Exactly, which is exactly what happened. It's
So
almost like
why
she
do you
heard
think
what
that
he
she
said.
didn't cover the third monitor.
It's
Dapper.
it's almost like she got this advice from the blindfold expert where he said, make sure all your monitors are shown because it can be taken wrong if you hide one. And she's like, in her mind, she's like, oh, let me hide one. Like, oh, I see what you mean. I should hide one. Like, that's almost like what it was going through her brain. Like, oh, wait, you're giving me advice on how to do it properly. So I'm going to take this advice and use it on how to fucking cheat. After hearing that, she's like, oh, well, thank you. She didn't want advice from him in order to do a proper blindfold run. She wanted advice from him to figure out the best way she could fucking cheat. Like, she used this man to find out what would make a run legit in order to find a workaround. Like, I feel like that's what she did. I could be wrong. I could be being an asshole, but that fucking feels like what it is. And yeah, the mod has confirmed multiple times. He let it slip once that she had a third monitor, and now he's just rolling with it. So now he let it slip once that there was a third monitor. So now he's trying to roll with it and backpedal a bit by insisting that only chat was on that monitor and nothing else.
She has her chat. She had her chat information on her third monitor.
Right there,
So,
right
and again,
there.
The
So
only two, and the only
wait
two
a second.
monitor-
So the logic is
Sure.
that she didn't show the monitor because the monitor wasn't relevant. Is that correct?
That's point one. The monitor itself was not relevant, and the second thing,
The monitor is so
she only had
relevant.
access to one additional camera, and in order to display,
cares?
her
Get another
hands
fucking
and
camera.
mouse and the other
She only had
monitors that would have
access-
had game information.
She only had access to one camera. This second run was to defend your fucking honor. This second run, the proof of this run was supposed to prove everyone who thought your first run was fake wrong. So you fucking go out and buy another camera. You buy a piece of shit Logitech that costs less than $100 and set that bitch up in order to have your proof. Who cares? You had your two cameras, this one and the one for your hand. and buy a fucking third. Like, you have money, girl. You can see it. You can do it.
On it, she wouldn't be able to display everything all in one setting.
There's a $1,000 Electron replica behind her.
A
Oh,
little bit more to the right.
do you mean the
and then
sword?
Have all three of the monitors within view, because
Not the way that her monitors are set up on her desk. No, we both tried to do that. We tried to arrange it so that everything was shown.
dude, go buy a
And it was
$50
a
camera. Yeah,
situation
just buy
where
anything.
you could
Anything
either
that could
only
prove your
see one
fucking
or
your
not the
legitimacy,
other,
if there
and
was
where
any.
we could get the most information that people would want to see and have questions about with the camera angle that was chosen.
You'll get there, Asmon. You'll spell it right. Don't worry.
Okay, so if that's the case, and she didn't think that monitor would be relevant to
use
the
your phone.
conversation,
I could use
and
my
it was
phone as a
okay that she
webcam.
had that
There is
monitor
software
uncovered,
to stream
then why
your
didn't
phone
she
as a
read
webcam.
chat? If you're saying that she didn't do it because she didn't think the monitor would be relevant, and if she didn't think the third monitor would be problematic, then why was she pretending to read it off of the sheet of paper rather than reading it off
She
of the
knew.
chat
She
on the
fucking
third
knew.
monitor?
I don't know. I wasn't there to ask her that question myself.
It's like if you have one monitor and it's running chat, and you have another monitor with the sheet over it and it's also running chat, and you're reading off of the third third monitor, and then you stop yourself. You're like, wait, what did you say again? And then you pull up the sheet of paper to look on the second monitor.
Yeah, if you had a third monitor that only had chatty on
doesn't
it, where
logically
you
make
could read chat, why would you
And
need
also,
to
I
look
think that
under a
there is
piece of
proof that
paper?
She had OBS on the third monitor. And I think the proof for that is the fact that after she pulled up the blindfold, she moved her hair back as she looked towards the third monitor. I've never seen a person do that when they're not looking in the mirror.
So I'm getting a message from her.
Go ahead.
She is trying to answer your question.
I love that she's fucking
Apparently, there are
messaging
things
him.
that Chatty doesn't show, such as flagged messages or flagged content that Chatty does
Chatty
not show.
doesn't show flagged content,
sure it
but
wasn't flagged
Banshee's
content
message
because the
wasn't
person had
flagged.
a,
She's just a VIP.
they're
There was
a
no
subscriber.
flagged. Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been flagged. Because you see, like, because if they're a bit subscriber or a subscriber right there, I'm assuming the crown is because they were subscribed, it wouldn't have flagged their message. And also, if the message was flagged, then Carl wouldn't have been able to see it because it wouldn't have shown in the chat replay. So he would have never had access to
Banshee
this
is great, by the way.
information
Don't
unless
hate
it
on
was
her.
displayed naturally on stream.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't there, so I'm not entirely sure. May I add someone else to the call who may be able to answer the more technical aspects, because I honestly don't know them.
Yo, what's up?
Hi.
Hey.
How can I help?
Good question.
Good question.
Dapper,
Yes, I added you to the call because you were helpful in getting
How the
Queen's
fuck make
PC
you
set
help
up and
my
can answer more
me,
questions
your
related
lord
to her
and savior
monitors being
Asmon?
turned off and why that would be problematic for her.
Right. So on one of her monitors, the one that is covered, it has two inputs, one for the streaming PC and the other one for her main gaming rig.
Yeah.
And sometimes turning it off and on again, it defaults to the other monitor.
Okay. Well, let's find out. So I'm streaming right now. I'm using a 2PC setup. I'm using the Elgato 4K capture card. And I just turned off my monitor. And the screen didn't change.
It didn't change the input?
No. Why would it?
Even if it did change the input, switch input.
What do you mean by the input?
One is on HDMI cable and another one is DisplayPort, I believe.
No, it does not change the input at all in any capacity. As you can see, I can move my mouse around, and it's kind of hard to tell, but there's my screen. I don't know if you can tell right from there. And then there's the blank monitor, and then on the other side, there's the chat.
Like, if she's using game capture, that's what happened to me. Is I turned my monitor off. My game actually did move to the right monitor. So my shit did move because I turned off my middle monitor, but I was capturing the game, so it didn't fucking matter. So OBS still kept capturing the game and my input still worked for the game, and I was still able to move in the game. So even if it does move what monitor it's on, it didn't matter. It still captured it. So none of that makes sense.
2 PC setup, but if both of them happen to be on at the same time,
and nothing changed for you guys watching, so it was fine.
I just think I understand that we're trying to get to the bottom of that particular question. I think the answer is just to say, okay, for the next run, you turn all the monitors off.
I mean, true.
I do think that the monitors would have to be off.
I think she also needs to turn around and not even be facing the monitors.
Absolutely.
She should be facing the other way.
Done.
No, so that's
Again, I want to be transparent. I
okay.
wanna
To be
work
honest,
with-
all right, okay. So on her Instagram, because remember in that one video, I was talking about like every streamer has a setup picture, right? Not every, but most pictures have a streamer setup.
Blindfolded sub.
Dorian, thank you for the resub. Every streamer has like the setup, right? So I went to her Instagram because, you know, I'm a fucking CSI expert. And I went and I found a picture of her old setup. It was a setup that was like, what was it, like 93 weeks old or some shit like that? And across from her, or like on the other wall from her monitor and her PC setup, she had a TV on the other side. So she really would, even if she really would, she'd have to have multiple cameras up to show that there's literally nothing on like any wall anywhere turned on whatsoever. Because like I know she has that TV on her other wall. So technically she could like be like, look guys, I'm turned around and I'm not looking at my monitors, but then Monster Hunter's like on the fucking wall. She needs it to be a fucking... she needs it to be in such a controlled environment. A controlled environment with like 5 webcams facing every direction for this to be proven. Otherwise, like, people are going to figure something out.
Community. I want to try to do everything I can and for her to be as transparent as possible, because we understand that we're under such scrutiny. I'm not trying to dodge anything. I'm not trying to get away with something. I have nothing to hide. She has nothing to hide.
Thank you for the gifted sub to Blindfold Runner.
So I'm not sure what's the name of the person, the third person that was at?
I want to see her in the middle of a fucking lake with a portable setup and nothing else around her, and the screen of the portable setup turned off, and she's just blindfolding in the middle of the fucking lake on a raft. Only way to do controlled environment and no cheating.
Added they explained the tech stuff. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I delete my Twitter for funsies. I totally do that when I'm legit.
Have you seen this video, and do you understand like the nuances to the video, at least to a relative extent? I'm not sure how familiar you are with the topic.
The blindfolded run?
Yeah.
Throw the monitor in the lake.
I have been keeping an eye on it, yes.
Then it won't work.
So
yeah, there we go.
I think it's entirely possible that she actually managed to do it. I've seen her kill this this monster multiple times.
Of course, this guy thinks it because he obviously knows her in real life.
Playing, and she could turn around and look at you and still be killing the monster. So I think it's entirely possible.
Like, he must know her in real life to do her setup for her. So of course he's gonna support her.
Okay.
And say that she did it.
Well, I may be biased because, you know, I've seen her do it personally.
How many people have seen her do it personally at this point?
So you've seen her do it personally, and whenever you say personally, do you mean in person or you've seen it yourself?
In person, physically, yes.
You've physically seen her.
Maybe this guy is the husband. Maybe not the mod. Maybe this guy is the husband.
But, as she's playing, like looking around the room, acting like, you know, she's not even looking at the screen.
Yeah,
she isn't even looking at the screen sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that.
That's why I'm saying it's likely.
Yeah, okay. So both of you, like, effectively know her in real life, and so it would make sense that you're both able to actually see her do this in person and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about whatever else.
He just was like, I think he was referring to like about how like I do this when I fucking stream. When I'm playing Monster Hunter while streaming, I look at my other monitor to talk to chat. I'm not looking at the game. Is that what he's talking about? Is the fact that like she'll look at chat and look at a different monitor while still playing? Like most people who have been streaming for a while can fucking do that. If you play the same game enough times, you can look at chat and keep playing the game. Granted, sometimes Fatty will fireball me in the face when I do that, but I'm still playing the game. Or like maybe it's because she brings up her phone so many fucking times while she's streaming, and while I've literally seen her pull up her phone in the middle of a Fatty fight. Like maybe that's what he's talking about, but like that's not the same as being blindfolded. No. Looking at chat in your phone is totally not the same as being blindfolded. Because when I look at chat, or if I bring up my phone, I can peek out of the corner of my eyes to still look at the game. I can like rapidly eye move. Like, especially as a streamer, you get used to multitasking. Looking at chat or my phone is a distraction, yes, but I can still see out of my peripheral vision. So there's still a way for me to be like, oh, I'm talking to chat, but I need to like dodge a fireball coming at my face. But blindfolded, I can see shit unless you do her kind of blindfold. Her kind of blindfold is the same as being distracted by chat.
If this is a question of her camera, of her ability to center her camera, then would you say that it's fair that all she has to do is replicate a small portion of a run? For example, 5 minutes, rather than the entire thing.
But when I scratch my nose, I die. True.
Because I don't like. So, as I said, after this video, I don't know what I don't know.
I love that this man pulls up the game.
Like I would have to really think about that. So if I look at, you know, for example, like hitting the button to recenter the camera, there's never an instance where recentering the camera will ever aim at Altrion's head.
Right.
Like there's never a time where, for example, if I recenter the camera, it would aim at the head of Altrion. It would consistently keep it moved to where it was in a certain direction. And also, like, I'll tell you that, like, at least from my experience, you definitely can't tell whether it's, and like, again, I've killed this monster literally once on the actual mode and once on easy mode, so I don't really know what I'm talking about in terms of like the nuances of it, but there's like no way in my mind to be able to hear any sort of audible difference whenever the monster's head is above or below you. How many times have you killed the boss?
8,800.
8,800
Okay.
Elatrion kills. My guy, please fight something else.
Was legitimate?
I do.
Why?
There's been a lot of times that I've seen her personally run it in Discord.
In Discord, that makes it legit.
I did it 2 years ago.
Where?
2-3 years ago, something like that. In my own personal Discord, once upon a time. On there.
But there's like, okay.
Hey guys, did you know 2 years ago I did this blindfolded? Oh. Hey, would you like some proof? Oh, that fucking sucks, because I just did it in Discord. I didn't record the amazing feat of doing Electron blindfolded. I didn't record. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't record it. I mean, it would have been really fucking cool, right? But I didn't record it. So sorry, but I did it. Trust me, bro. Thank you for the assistance. Time to trust me, bro. Trust me. Please trust me. I did it. I did it in Discord. Like, you know, 2 years ago. I totally did it. Trust me, bro. I did it. You believe me? Oh, thank you so much for believing me. That's so fucking sweet. I'm so happy that you guys believe me, even though I provided no proof whatsoever. Yeah, supposedly it's a world record. What she did was a world record, but this dude did it already 2 years ago, so I don't know where the world record is. It's true. I was there. Yeah, how many of you were there? You guys saw it, right? I did it. Okay, thank you. I'm famous now. I did it 2 years ago in Discord. Please believe me. And I did it with hammer, not greatsword. So, fuck you guys. I have the world record now, bitches.
If you tilt your head in a certain way, can you see through that blindfold?
Through? No. Below? Yes.
Oh, yeah, yes.
To
Below.
the side? Yes. Yeah.
They just need to get like very specific blindfold run blindfolds. Like, why doesn't that exist? Or does it exist?
So like what you're saying is that if if, for example, you did tilt your head in a certain way with that blindfold on that you suggested, you could
Just put a whole fucking helmet on, man. Like a bucket. Put a bucket over your head. You know what? Fuck it. Use a bucket.
Okay.
Bucket. Use a bucket. Just throw
So
a bucket
you
over
think
your
that it's
head. No one can
legitimate,
question
and
if you can
think
see
that,
out of the bucket.
Like, 'cause it's kind of crazy to me that pretty much every single other person who's done any sort of blindfold speedrunning at all doesn't think it's legitimate. And that's what I think makes this interesting, is that you said that you think that it is.
No, I find it to be legitimate. I have no reason not to believe so.
So, what about the evidence that was presented? Like, for example, that she had the third monitor and she had OBS on the third monitor. What do you think?
I've seen the setup. It's chatty, so chatty doesn't reflect the video.
Can't she move OBS
I mean,
over
I guess
to the
there's
monitor with chatty?
I mean, it's very possible that she did. I don't see why she did. Like, I don't see a camera on it moving it over, so I can't verify that. The only person that would
But we
honestly
do
know
have
would
proof
be
of
her,
that.
correct?
Not necessarily, because like, so whenever Carl showed his video, and this is a pretty important part of the video, he showed that she had the mouse button clicked down, and then the mouse was also detecting, because the mouse, it detects all movement, right? Including
Correct.
clicks
So
and
by the
also
same
movement.
token, she could have been dragging Spotify. She
Did
could
he
have
just
been
say
dragging
incorrect
whatever
in the
over there,
background?
correct?
Yes, that is correct, but don't you find it to be
So
go
evident,
ahead.
like evidence. Yeah, no, I find all of the speculation. I find that he took 2 weeks to come up with a whole bunch of plausible ideas, like, hey, let's look at lock-on. Hey, or let's look at, what was it, aimbot. Really? Aimbot? One person in the world has the software?
Yeah. So
Yeah, but it doesn't matter
why it was OBS.
I don't know.
is
He's trying to shit on him for trying to use aimbot in the video, but like the whole point of using aimbot in the video was he flat out says, "Yes, I investigated aimbot and found out that that's not what it was." Like that's why he added it to the fucking video. He wasn't trying to say she used aimbot or like trying to use it as an excuse or a reason. He was just using it in the video to show, "Hey, I looked into it and found out that it wasn't used." Oh, fucking, he's stupid.
Because whenever she finished doing the run and she took her blindfold off, she fixed her hair looking at the third monitor. That's only something that a person on camera would do.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in Discord calls with her before. I've seen her fix her hair for no apparent reason.
All right, thank you for the follow.
Yes, because she's probably looking at herself.
Yeah. Wait, is this guy fucking? I've been in Discord calls with her, and she fixed her hair for no reason. Yeah, because she was probably looking at her webcam in Discord while she was on call with you, and was like, "I need to fix my hair." Like, oh, she fucking. Yeah, she fixed her hair because she's in a call with you, you dipshit. She was probably looking at it in Discord.
The Discord call.
Or she took her blindfold off, moved her headset around, and moved her hair out of the way of her headset. I don't know.
All right, thank you for the sub. Thank you, thank you.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying that, like, basically the only time anybody fixes their hair is when they stare in a mirror.
I think that.
You ever run your hand through your hair?
I do.
Randomly?
Yeah, but this guy.
Whenever I do that, you're.
He is focusing too much on the fixing the hair part, being like, no one's allowed to fix their hair unless they're looking in a mirror. But he's ignoring the fact that it's not just that she fixed her hair. It's that she fixed her hair while looking directly at the camera. That's the point. Oh my gosh, Gamer Boy, thank you for the follow.
Right. Of course, I think everybody does that. But
he's
I think
getting
that
very
whenever
aggressive.
I do that, I look in different places, and I don't look in the one place that I'm also showing chat from.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
also,
Chad, I'm flirting.
And so, also, whenever I do that, I'm not. I'm usually trying. And if I do have a
thank you
mirror
for
in
the
front of me, I
follow.
will look at the mirror. I think anybody would naturally. If you're fixing your hair or moving your hand through your hair, you're probably going to be looking at a mirror if a mirror is present. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So yeah, that's what makes me think that she moved OBS.
Dude's so mad.
Because obviously,
okay.
so like basically, based off of the movements of the mouse, it is evident that she probably moved a program over to that other monitor. And based off of the fact that she looked at her hair and she moved her hair at the end of the video after she took the blindfold off, makes me think that it was OBS.
If that is truly the question, can she do this or not, under the presence of all the right constraints and doing it correctly with all the experts involved, would that then be enough?
I don't know. I really don't know. And that's the truth. I would have to look and see what that proof would be. And I would have to see, I would try to figure out who it was and what it was that you would need for proof. Because I don't know enough about it myself.
Okay. I look forward to more conversations with Mitriz and whomever else that we could talk to that would be able to give us that information.
Yes, get more information so you can cheat more next time. It is way too late. It's too late.
Yeah, that sounds good.
100% too late.
People in the community want to come up with a set of parameters or figure out.
I don't think a third run's gonna do anything for her.
That would be the best idea. All right, goodbye. Yeah, holy shit, man. Like, I mean, if they're still defending it, I'm actually very surprised. I am very, very, very surprised.
Me too,
I don't
to
even
be
know
honest.
what to think.
Okay, you guys ready to nut? Let us nut. Okay, it's at 1 point. Go, go, go. You may nut. Nut while we dance. Nut while we dance beautifully in the lobby.
Position.
I am a
Position.
I am a
Position.
I am a
Position.
Dr. Han. I am a
Position.